Hello people, I am Sky Demolisher and welcome back for another From the Collection Fridays, a series where I take things from my collection and show it to you, my viewers. And this week it is my Toony Terrors, The Creep, from Creepshow. You might remember a couple of weeks ago I did, I think it was Ash, Bloody Ash from the Evil Dead 2. Same series, so you get a figure and a cutout backdrop, which is this backdrop. If I zoom in on the base, you actually see the reflection of the backdrop. It's not actually a skull on the base. So it's just quite a reflective base. Just like with Ash, very limited articulation. Now, the Creep was the one that I probably had the most trouble with. Because he doesn't exactly stand on his stand in the best of ways. He's sort of angled forward, and the head was loose on my one. And try as I might to get the head to reattach properly, the joint for it just seems a bit too tight for the ball to go back in properly. So I won't be able to show any head articulation, but it's basically just sort of, I wouldn't say left or right, but it's sort of like clockwise and anti-clockwise, and that's about all you get from it. I don't think it did the full Exorcist spin or anything like that. If I remember right, I think this hand had a little bit of articulation, can't quite remember. Yeah. There's a little bit, it's very tight, and then you've got the articulation at both shoulders, and articulation at this elbow, which helps to hold the lantern. And the lantern is actually quite nicely sculpted, and all of that. So you get a backdrop of what kind of looks like a castle, maybe, you know, the inside of one. I don't remember any scenes in the original Creepshow that suit that particular backdrop, but you know, it suits the character anyway. And again, you get the marquee thing on the front, so you can take that out and display it with the figure if you really want to. Anyway, so he's got a really nicely sculpted face. It's, in my opinion, sort of like a character that's on its way to becoming Eddie from Iron Maiden, and that kind of rot look, but not quite there yet, so still a little human. Really nicely sculpted robes though. Oops. And there are two holes in the bottom to attach the base. It's just that particular foot that I've got it in, which I think is this one, is the better of the two. The other one, the arch on it, so like this curved arch bit in the bottom, means that it virtually just gets into the peg. And that's kind of unfortunate. So we'll zoom in for closer details of the face, hopefully. So you can see how well sculpted the face is. It's very nicely done. Just like Bloody Ash, it's got that kind of Scooby-Doo vibe. So it's not made to look utterly horrifying like the more expensive NECA figure, which I think is like $60, $70. And that one actually does look like a rotting corpse. Nicely sculpted here, and you can see a bit of the robe cage through the top of the robe, and down the bottom there are, I think it's just little painted on holes. I don't think they're actual holes, and you can see what sort of looks like a kind of stigmata in the bottom of the foot there, which I hadn't really noticed previously, but the thing is that when you turn it in the camera, you can literally see that it's there, so it must actually be there. So you can sort of see just under here how high that sort of arch thing is. So the way that the feet are sort of makes it very difficult. And then if I bring it back here, you see what I mean about it being on an angle. So there's a slight gap there where the head joint is. I think most of the time you're going to display it from sort of like the front on, not this kind of angle of side, so you'll probably never notice it, but it works well for sort of hiding, you know, hiding the character. See, well, I've got it off. See, those are the 2 foot things, and see what I mean about this sort of arch there, and the other foot. There is articulation in the legs, but it's only very, very slight, and I wouldn't want to sort of yank it too hard, because then, you know, it might fly apart, and then you got a busted figure, and no one wants a busted figure. So all around, this guy's quite nice. I think these kind of things definitely lend themselves more to a static display than, you know, like a more animated type display. So, you know, if you can find like an old Scooby-Doo set or something, these characters would probably slot into it perfectly. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and until next time, take care of yourselves. Bye.